right now, I'm in the process of just getting the album mixed and mastered. Everything's virtually done. I have like one song maybe that I might want to add, and I'm revising a hook to the song with Twisted Insane, and I'm redoing one other like verse or two on some shit. And I'm trying not to keep adding, because if I keep adding, it'll never get released. I do that shit.
You didn't get me on there.
I've never. Yeah, I would love to get you on there.
Are you from Portland originally?
I'm from Salem originally.
Okay.
I'm from Salem, bitch ass Oregon.
When you come to the town?
1995. So I've been here 25 years.
Yeah.
So I'm Portland. Like I remember like first moving to Portland from Salem, and mind you, you know, Salem and Portland are not the same. Mm-hmm. And especially Northeast Portland compared to Salem in the 90s, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was popping, you know, I mean the NEP was very popping. Yeah. And, you know, coming up here, you know, and at my age and shit, you know, I was, you know, trying to gang bang on everything, you know, that shit. And like, it just, you know, it didn't exactly work against me or for me, because like I've never really had no like funk on that level with anybody here. Like everybody that I ever met, it was always just like a respect thing off top, and it never went there, you know what I mean? I remember one day I was walking up by Farragut Park, and 3 dudes were walking towards me. I was walking whatever, you know what I mean? And they banged on me, and I banged back, and we almost got into it, and I don't know how it happened, but it ended up turning into a rap cipher. It was one of the most dopest, randomest things ever. Like we went from about ready to bang it out to just a cipher, and you know, whatever, you know, time frame was included for that switch up of energy. But that was the homie Chase Life M80, Matt Peterson, rest in peace. I met him. That was my guy. And he went to prison for a bunch of years, and then he got out a few years ago. I linked up with him like right when he got out, and he's one of the dopest. Like you and him are like top 3, 4 to me in the town. You know what I mean? Like just one of those just super, just overly talented with the bars, gifted individuals. And I was like, bro, I got a song called Oregon Woods. I need you on it. You know, we were able to knock that out. Got a video for it, and then he passed not that long after that. And so that was just dope. So thank you, North Portland, for introducing me to the homie.
Yeah. Where do you go to studio?
His name is I Am the Human. Yeah. He's the like music guy, and I don't know exactly what the fuck I would call him for a metal band called American Overdose, and it's the biggest metal band in the Northwest. And so he has like a really dope ear for music, you know what I mean, to be able to, you know, see it from different aspects. So everything comes out super clean. I'm real biased. I use him and only him, you know what I mean? Like.
You said 95?
95 is when I wrote my first verse, and I've always been, thank you. You want one?
Thank you.
You know, music's always been a huge part of my life, and growing up, I'd always, you know, sing other people's shit, rap other people's shit, and like, you know, Bone and Twista, you know, was, you know, like, you know, like I just thought that the whole rapping fast was dope. And could I be able to do it? You know what I mean? And so I wrote a couple little things and practiced a couple little things here and there, and realized that I could. And a couple people told me I was dope, and so I ran with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who helped? Like, who would you say you crafted your style after, as far as like other artists? Or...
My influence was the fast, choppy, but also, you know, the Pacs and the E40s, you know what I mean? Like just the very West Coast-ishness, but also, you know, mixing it up a little bit. That's why even though my shit's been real West Coast, I don't have like a definitive style, which typically isn't a good look. You know what I mean? Like it really, typically you want to have a distinguished sound. Every song I've ever wrote, the beat spoke to me. in a way that allowed me to write my lyrics as like the missing instrument to the song. So however the beat's set up, beat per minute, you know, what instruments are used, how they're distinguished in the, you know, what you're hearing sonically, my brain, it's like filling the missing instrument hole. So each song is going to be different because I can't write the same to something else.
You ready to get this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Go ahead and bring it on. We can pass the tip. You say no, we say yes. Fuck what you talking with a bullet to your chest. Open up your heart, see if you for the best. It was speaking for the left, trying to reach you for they fall with the draft, not passing the test, but they grass for bread with the past, for the grass to the path to the left. Got tracks on my soul from the heroin there, but I found my home. Never doing that, I wish I never take a step that way.
You slice this up, and then we'll get the second layer. Because the previous layer, I just kind of kept that to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It helped me out tremendously.
Yep, let's do it one more time.
Yeah. Got tracks on my
Except we might want to start at the right spot, right?
Yeah, that'd be good. Go ahead and bring it on. We can pass the tip. You say no, we say yes. Fuck what you talking with a bullet to your chest. Open up your heart, see this beat for the vest. Speaking for the left, trying to reach you for they fall. They trap, not passing the test. But they grass for breath. With a pass for the grads and the path to the left. Got tracks on my soul from the heroin there, but I found my home.
And ad libs.
Go ahead and bring it on. We can pass the tip. You say no, we say yes. Fuck what you talking with a bullet to your chest. Open up your heart, see this beat.
Are you cool with people saying that you sound old school? You know what I mean?
Very much so.
Nostalgic.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because that means that I'm still in my lane.
Yeah. And
You know?
there's a quality that comes from that era of music that I think is starting not to exist too much now.
Right, yeah, a quality and an exclusivity. There was to do what we did back when we did it, it was an exclusive thing. It was an exclusive thing to be known, recognized, and reputable for rapping. And so the music that was created was more authentic, it was more, you know, it was just more passionate art being made. Nowadays, it's literal Walmart rappers, you know? I got a mic, I got a fucking internet, I got a computer, I got this beat, and I know how to use auto-tune and sound exactly like the other motherfucker. And so it's not, the quality is not the same. You don't get the same quality nowadays. Because it's not, I don't think there's as much heart in it. It's not about putting your heart, it's about the image. It's about, let me be cool because I can rap. Let me be cool because I can front on this video.
So is it worth even putting, like now, as a rap artist, is it worth even putting any effort or any emotion or, you know, work into what you're doing if you know
Always. I will say this. I'm too much of a relic to ever try to be that. But I like Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch to me is dope, right? I'm influenced by some of that sound a little bit. So I might dabble with it. I could never be that, but I might dabble with it.
Ready?
From the last of an era where hawk mattered, you came some ball patterns get ripped in half. You ain't got your craft and art master, raised with hard bastards, fatherless goons. Destined to rep the turf coming out of the womb. They don't howl at the moon. Silent wolves just loom, saving the bite for all the sheep and the beef consumed. Calculated, he's smooth. It's so easy to cave when you're slipping out of the noose before ducking some strings.
I'll run it back about halfway.
Like cold seal, conversating with dead folks, heavy on the age. Constantly in a wicked face. Remembering my niggas that got smoked before they drinking in them. So we don't waste life. I choose to live it up. And we don't chase hype, cause really I don't give a talk shit. Hopping off of these stupid.
So when I write, sometimes I find it hard to get motivated to like go through a whole 16 bars. You know, I gotta listen to somebody like Royce the 5'9". I gotta listen to somebody that has skill, has wordplay to get me motivated. Because then I'm like, okay, that's still what hip hop is supposed to be. You know
That's what I forget to do that. I forget to do that, man. Like, maybe that's one of my big problems and why I never motivated to write. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like the last 4 years since I found my mom dead, life's been a motherfucker, man. My physical health is so bad, bro. My right leg is disconnecting from my right hip, like literally, like my leg is disconnecting, and
You got that Bo Jackson injury.
yeah, pretty damn much. And it's to the point where I can maybe walk 3 days out of the week. You know what I mean? Like, my mobility is almost gone. Both of my shoulders my arms are deteriorating and detaching from the shoulder joints. So I can't do shit with my arms. Like, the other things that are going on with my health and shit, it's bad, bro. Like, I'm in 24/7 constant, like, excruciating pain. I've seen 7 different doctors in the past year and a half. You know what I mean? I just had 6 MRIs in 5 days, 2, 3 different at a time. I got 3 more coming up next week. But because of all the years with the heroin, I can't give blood. There's my veins are so small and so deep that they can't get an IV in. I can't give blood. And so we don't know how to really attack everything. But I'm 39 years old, and my rheumatologist said that I'll have a mobility device by the time I'm 43. And my doctor said 45. So I'm like, I'll meet y'all in the middle. I'll be wheelchairing it at 44. I'm like, that's fucking rad. My mom was my best friend. I don't have no brothers, no sisters, you know what I mean? Like, so when that happened, it threw everything out of whack. And now, I've isolated to the point that it's bad, bro. It's bad, but it is what it is. I'm used to being isolated, but I always have my mom. And now it's different because it's like, being isolated but still being able to have your pillar there is one thing.
Oh, yeah.
But isolating and not having that person there, it just creates more isolation, more isolation, more isolation. I'll zip this up for viewing pleasures. It's more of a... Alright, word, that's a good place to put me in at. I just didn't know that's where it was at.
Go ahead and bring it on, we can pass the test. You say no, we say yes. Fuck what you talking with a bullet to your chest. Open up your heart, see this being fucking vest. It was speaking from the left, trying to reach you for the fall in the trap. Not passing the test for the grass, for breath, for the pass, for the grant to the path to the left. Got tracks on my soul from the heroin net, but I found my home. Never knowing that I wish I never take a step that way, but I did, not as bad on my soul. To see its way back from feeling that hole, trying to find motivation, but I fight for the air in my lungs. To move past every situation that's killing my spirit. Fuck, I when I hear it, I'm running this shit like a marathon split at the realest to do it, the speak in their chest and lungs. Say no.
There it is. Give me a sec, splice it up, and then we'll hit some power words.
So when you first started, from the time when we started doing music and all that, young 20s, really in the studio and stuff, that 12-year gap when you was just kind of out there running the streets, what was that? You know what I'm saying? What was that?
Shit, at one point, man, I was so strung out and so junkified. I was living in doorways, like real shit. Like, I was that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, cardboard box, doorway, find a camp. It didn't matter, just as long as I could get some heroin. For a minute, it was like that, and all that time that I was strung out and shit. You can't, there's no doing music or no doing nothing like that because, that gets in the way of all this money I gotta make every day to support a $200 a day fucking drug habit. Mm-hmm. There's just nothing else even fucking comes into the realm of giving a fuck about. And that whole time, it took me to some really deep places, some really deep rock bottom ass places. Mm-hmm. I've died 3 times. The third time that it happened, they had to Narcan me 3 times. I was gone, DOA, gone. And the person said that they were like, we're just going, just one more time, just to see. Thank God that person was like, fuck it, let's do it one more time to see. And that brought me back. And I remember, and that kind of hit me that time. Like the first 2 times it really didn't hit me because the third time it happened, like I was getting close to the end. Like I was like, my body, my mind, my soul, and spirit can't take this anymore. Like I just can't. I was like literally like either I'm gonna do a shot that's gonna kill me or I'm just gonna shoot myself and kill me. You know what I mean? Like it's just I was at that place. But you know, I had kids. You know what I mean? Like there was kids involved, and so. Even throughout all those years, like I always made sure I showed up to be there or whatever, you know what I mean? But I could never just give up because of them. And when I finally got clean, I was just done. I was like, I can't do this no more.
What made you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna get clean?
The most petty reason is what kickstarted my whole, I can't do this, because like I was done, but being done doesn't mean shit. Mm-hmm. Unless you're willing to be done. And I couldn't hit a vein anymore. I could not find a vein anywhere to hit with. And so I'd have to muscle it, you know, get them big long ass needles and just jam it into the arm, squeeze a gang of that shit deep down into the fucking tissue. And I got like 4 or 5 abscesses from it, man. It was bad. And I was just like, I can't do this. I was like, I'm not gonna smoke this shit. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I was like, and I can't do this either. You know what I mean? And so, just that one little thing of not being able to find a vein, not being able to actually shoot up, it took so much of the motivation out. Like I was just like, I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to really even explain. But that was like I was done. But the fact that I couldn't even fucking do it is what really it just slammed the door. You know what I mean? It was like I literally like I'm over here trying to hit a vein, coagulating the goddamn dope with the blood. And the shots are getting wasted. I'm bleeding all over the bathroom, all over whoever's fucking bathroom I was at. Like it was too much. And that right there, I was just like, dude, if I can't even do it, I was like, I don't want to. And the girl that I was with, I just got with her, and she had just got clean off of heroin, and she had the Suboxone pills, and you know, she gave me a bunch, and I got a whole bunch of other drugs for that week, and just knocked myself out for a week, and then just kept taking them after that. And I never looked back. I mean, I have, in the 6 years and a couple months that I've been clean, I have relapsed on Xanax. You know what I mean? Because like I'm a super drug addict. It's hard for me not to fucking do drugs. Mm-hmm. I got major fucking issues. I got major PTSD, major depression, major anxiety, and yeah.
Your life broken,
From the last of an era where heart matters, your cadence and bar patterns get ripped in half. You ain't got your craft and art master. Raised with hard bastards, fatherless goons. Destined to rep the turf coming out of the womb. They don't howl at the moon. Silent wounds just loom. Saving the fight for all the sheep and the beef consumed. Calculated, he's smooth. It's so easy to cave when you're slipping out of a noose before ducking some strays. The Lord works with mysterious maneuvers. Shouldn't be here after all the evil that pursued us. Had to dodge a couple westerns, go Neo on some Rugers. Never answered the question even when we saw the shooters. Scheming up dinner, sitting on crates and coolers. Now we looking like Ninja Turtles for coming out the sewer. All green from the bottom up. Pockets feel like they went 12 round. Knotted up, really couldn't notice. Keeps that humble approach plus the focus of a head coach. Sitting like cold seal. Conversating with dead folks, heavy on the haze. Constantly in a thinking phase. Remembering my niggas that got smoked before they drinking age. So we don't waste life. I choose to live it up. And we don't chase hype, cause really I don't give a fuck. I'm hopping off of these stools and still smashing. Never switched teams, but got off that bull like Phil Jackson.
Hey, talk to that one more time.
Do you want me to delete or keep the take you just did?
Just delete it. I was just like filling it out real quick.
No problem.
You know, to trip that transition from when you go to shows like, ooh, I wonder who I'm gonna see, who I'm gonna know, you know what I mean, da-da-da-da-da. And then being that motherfucker that people go to shows with that mindset. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, Grinchmobb might be there type shit. And like it's dope because it's humbling as fuck. I shouldn't have any action in the rap shit as a 40-year-old fucking white ex-junkie. In all actuality, bro, I should have no action in this shit.
Yeah.
None. But because everything about the story and the struggle and everything from behind it and ahead of it is genuine, and it separates me from a lot of the crowd. Plus, talent-wise, that speaks for itself. And I'm not trying to implement something or somebody or be something or somebody that I'm not. Like, what you get in my music is me, 100%. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I come from gangbanging. I come from shooting heroin. I come from all this shit, and I'm gonna talk about it. But I'm not gonna I don't know, man. Like, I believe that hip hop is the one form of art that you should write your own shit, period. And it should be 100% authentic and straight from the heart.
Oh yeah, no doubt.